Now, when I first became a Christian, I was around 18 years old, and there's a statement that I hear people say a lot, and that is that they hate Jesus. And I always wondered why. Why do you hate him? Now, the answer I usually end up hearing from them is that they grew up and they did something that was against Christ, and the church started neglecting them, basically pushing them away from Christ. Now, the thing I have to say to that is that that is against what Christ stood for, and that is against what the gospel says. Now, the gospel literally says that for God sent his only begotten son to die for the whole world sins, not just certain people's sins, and that whoever believes in him, gains eternal life. Now, this belief is not just you actually just saying you believe in Jesus, but it's a representation of you actually following him, and you are being a witness of him. You represent Jesus now. That whatever you do or whatever you say to people, this is a representation of what Jesus would do. So you doing what basically pushing those people away from church or pushing them away from Jesus is a representation of Jesus, yet that's not what Jesus stands for, and that's why people get pushed away from him. Now, people have read John 3:16 a lot. It's a very popular verse, but what comes after that is John 3:17, and that says that God sent his son to not condemn the world, but to save the world. So when you are condemning that person, you are pushing them away from Christ. And you're not only condemning them, you are condemning yourself. Now, what do I mean by that condemning? Is the fact that these people are hurting, and that when they're hurting, you are supposed to show them love and compassion like Jesus would do. But instead, you are condemning them and pushing them further away from Jesus, and this is the representation of what Jesus is to them. So now you're condemning yourself because you are being a hypocrite like the Pharisees were in the Bible. So that is basically pushing you away from Christ, because now you're being hatred towards them and they're being separated from God. And that's basically two separations, but in two different ways. In other ways of saying this, while you are pushing them into hell, you are also going to hell with them, because while you're pushing them, you're not going to notice the fact that you slipped and you fell into hell with them, because you are condemning them to that place where you're condemning yourself. Now, I have had instances of this as I've fallen into a lot of rage bait online, and generally I will lead with a lot of hatred because now I'm mad, I'm angry, and the enemy, that's what he wants you to do. He's going to want you to push them away, because now you're pushing yourself away at the same time. So instance of leading with love is that God will empower you and strengthen you through that, so that you can resist it more and you can keep pushing through it, trying to bring people closer to God, because we are called to be fishermen of men and not push people and condemn them into hell.